It's always cool when people in Prince George make their way into history books for their achievements in sports. Today we're going to give you one example of that. Sawyer Roberts made waves when he went to junior boys basketball provincials just a few weeks ago. And today we get to talk to him and talk to the team that had one of their best showings in recent decades. We'll have all that and more coming up on CKPG Today. Welcome inside Duchess Park Secondary here in Prince George. Today we're catching up the junior boys basketball team who just made waves at provincials down in Langley. We got big parts of the team here today. We're going to go along the line. We got Sawyer, we got Ashvin, we got Spencer, we got Talent, and we got Memphis. Here we go. We got through everybody. And these guys had an incredible journey at provincials. They went 4-1. The only team that you guys lost to is a team that went undefeated all season. So I don't blame you for that. I mean, it is what it is. But there were some records broken in the process. So we're going to tell you about that today with the record breaker himself, Mr. Sawyer Roberts. We'll start with you. Thanks for making the time to chat today. How does it feel to be cemented in junior boys basketball history because you are tied for third in scoring for the tournament with a 28.2 points per game average?
I kind of just went out there and played. Like, I'm not trying to go out and score 28 points every single game. It's just going through the flow and getting the points, and we won because of it, so it's pretty awesome.
I like it. Okay, Ashvin, now tell me about the team overall in Sawyer. How did you guys get to your 4-1 record here? Was it easy? Did you think you were going to do it the whole time? Or?
I feel like it was pretty easy. You just get the rebound and give Sawyer the ball, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
So did this happen all season, or was this something that just happened magically at provincials?
It kind of just happened magically. I was not doing that all season because we weren't playing the best competition here, so I didn't have to. But yeah,
I like it. Okay, we'll keep going here, Spencer. Now, tell me a little bit about the team overall. What made this team different than other teams you've played on before?
I think this team is special because we're so close off the court, and it helps our chemistry and helps us play better. And I think we just work well as a team together.
I like it. And you're coached by some great guys as well. That helps. Shout out to the staff here. Who are your coaches? List them out for the people here because there's more than one.
Mr. Cook, Mr. Logan, and sometimes Mr. B.
When he shows up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like when Sawyer shoots the ball. Is that what you're telling me?
That's every time.
That's every time?
And he makes it.
And he makes it? Yeah, clearly he made it. By the way, if you're wondering, Sawyer finished as the leading scorer for the tournament, 142 points. The second place guy here, Sawyer, that I wrote down, 114. That's true?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping going along the line here, Talent. Now tell me a little bit about the journey here as a team through provincials. Did you go in thinking we have a chance to go to the finals? I mean, you came in ranked 17th. So what was the mentality? What did your coaches tell you?
I thought that our ranking wasn't the fairest because we did pretty good for most of the season. But going into provincials, I knew that we were going to lose our game against Van College because they went undefeated all season.
Yeah, it's a scheduled loss, as some teams say, right? Yeah.
But we did really good against them. We allowed them to score the second least amount of points in the tournament.
I'd say that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, and Memphis here, the guy on the end now. I mean, we got a taste of it, the nicknames, the camaraderie, the what you guys got here. What was your favorite part of being a Duchess Park Condor on the junior boys basketball team this year?
I think the fun at practice was I've never had before. It was serious at practice, but the amount of fun we could have with each other and Cook, and when Cook would hop in the games, it would be super fun, and it let us play like ourselves in game. It didn't make us feel like robots. You could actually go out and play like you did in practice. It left no stress, so it was good to play.
I like it. You guys undersold yourselves off the beginning, by the way, because you won 6 tournaments this year. I don't think normal teams win 6. That's what I wrote down. Is that true? Battle of the East, there's provincials, there's zones, yeah. Well, you didn't win provincials, but I mean, you won in our hearts. Really. You just lost to the undefeated team. I mean, it's hard to not do that. But okay, now I got to ask, because Duchess Park has been a powerhouse for basketball. Is it entering a new powerhouse era with you guys?
Yes.
Yes? Confidently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom for young kids playing basketball in Prince George. They want to be like you. What do you tell them? I love it. I can tell you're pinching yourself. You're going to look back on this interview, Sawyer, one day, and you're going to be like, wow.
I think you gotta fail before you can succeed, and you gotta work hard to succeed.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Big quotes. You gonna top that?
Probably
Ashton?
not. I'd just say have fun. Like, yeah, if you don't enjoy it, why do it?
I think just stay positive
'Kay.
through the ups and downs. Just stay positive.
Okay, I like it.
I say play with confidence. It's a key to success.
Okay, and Memphis?
Work outside the game, like not just at practice, and then when you come in, be yourself. Like, don't think that in your mind that you can only be one player.
Well, you guys are great today, and congratulations on a great run this season, including at provincials. One day I feel like you're going to be hanging a heck of a lot of banners. Well, you got a couple years left here at Duchess to do it. You guys are all in grade 10, is that true? Yeah. Okay, all in grade 10, so set to play for the senior boys next year, or a good number anyway. Go Condors, as I always say. I'm a Condor guy for life, so yeah, great for representing the city, making us proud, and keep doing it.
Miss an episode? That's okay, life gets busy. We get it. Or maybe you didn't miss anything, but you're here to watch that one feature again because honestly, it was that good. No judgment. Here's the good news. You can relive every moment of the CKPG Today Show whenever you want. Head over to ckpgtoday.ca, click on the Today Show tab, and voila. So grab some snacks, kick back, and binge away because let's face it, life's too short to miss out on great local TV.
Very excited to be joined by Mr. Bill Poser today, one of the winners of the Jeanne Clarke Awards in 2026 in the category of service for his work on a couple dictionaries here. Well, more than a couple. Bill, thanks for joining the show.
Oh, well, no, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you've got a long history of working with Indigenous communities, whether it's Clately, others, about compiling dictionaries, especially words and translations, and I feel like really keeping the legacy of the language alive. So thank you for your work on that. I think it's very important. And second, yeah, congrats on winning the Jeanne Clarke Award. How does it feel?
Oh, well, it's nice. I wasn't really expecting anything like that. So.
How long have you been working on the language piece? Because it seems like a long time based on the 70,000 entries one of these dictionaries has.
Well, since 1992.
Okay.
That I actually directly worked on it. So the history actually is one day in 1986, I was in Tucson, Arizona. Okay. Visiting a friend, and she left to go to the bathroom or something, and I picked up a copy of a journal sitting on her desk, and it happened to contain one of the few things that had been written about Carrier in the sort of modern academic literature.
Okay.
And it was grist for my theoretical mill. So it described Carrier as having a property that I thought language could have, and my dissertation advisor thought they couldn't. And so that was interesting to me, but I wanted to find out if it was true. And so, I began to learn a little bit about the language from afar and eventually came up to do research. And so I actually first directly had contact in 1992.
Wow. And now you work with the university, partly, and lots of the nations. Tell me a little bit about what you do right now.
Yeah. So I'm essentially freelance, which is sort of an odd thing. I work primarily for various bands. I've also, I've been co-teaching a Carrier course for UNBC. In the past, I've also taught Carrier courses through CNC, done both. And currently I'm working, I'm working part-time for CKPG on Sekani, and you don't see that because for the time being they're holding everything very close to their chest.
Okay.
So that's not public, but there is a dictionary similar to the Carrier dictionaries for CKPG Sekani. So I work part-time for them. Then I work for other bands. I've been working with TACLA, though mostly advising rather than making a dictionary at this point. And I've actually been doing a fair amount through the school district. That's with Clately today, but it's actually mostly through the school district.
Very cool.
Which is, working on developing materials for Clately Dialect Carrier.
Well, definitely got the attention of folks at the Prince George Public Library, those who give out the Jeanne Clarke History Awards. I want to take you on your own website now, part of the dictionary. This one we were saying is the Carrier Dictionary that was in, remind me of the background of this one here, it has 70,000 entries.
Yeah, well, this is the one for Stuart Lake.
Okay.
And that's the biggest one, I mean, partly because that's what I started working on first, really, but also that's the dialect with the largest amount of previous work. And so the largest amount of material in there comes from the writing of Father Adrien Gabriel Maurice, who's known, in this area. And as well as material, there's the small 1974 dictionary that the Carrier Linguistic Committee in Fort St. James made. There are quite a few entries from my own work, direct work on the language. And then also a kind of crazy story. There was you might call the mad linguist, John Peabody Harrington, who was a Californian who studied linguistics, went to Germany for his advanced study, as people did in those days, came back home to Southern California and decided to devote his life to recording the already dying indigenous languages. He worked mostly in California and Oregon and that sort of areas adjacent to California. But he was familiar with the Athabascan languages down there, with Navajo and the Apache languages, and the little known ones on the Pacific coast. And so he wanted to find out about the northern languages.
Right, of course, because nobody knows enough about them, is what it seems.
He didn't know that much, so he made a tour.
Yep.
He had heard about Bob Young, the late Bob Young, who is known generally for his work together with Willie Morgan on the Great Navajo Dictionary. But Bob Young at the time was already known as a young guy who knew a lot about Navajo. And so Harrington hired him as his assistant to come on this trip.
Interesting.
And the two of them spent 3 weeks in December of 1939 in Fort St. James. And Bob Young, before he died, gave me his notes.
Wow.
And they're very valuable because he knew the sounds. He wrote it in more or less the way they used to write Navajo, but and he knew kind of what to look for since it was related language. And so that's all in there too. That's 5,000 some. And in this case, I've thrown in, you can listen to the bald eagle.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
You've really thought of everything in this.
Well, almost, not everything, yeah.
All right, folks, you see the ball, and there it goes, round and round and round. And where will it land? Number 31. There you go. 31 is our number for day number 2 here of the High Stakes Hockey Hall. Text that number to us for your chance to get in. If you remember a goalie, 31 is the number. Text it to us for your chance to enter the High Stakes Hockey Hall. Another amazing day on our High Stakes Hockey Hall. This wouldn't be possible, of course, without our amazing sponsors, the Rosedale on Robson Suite Hotel, Beldoon Homes, Glacier Glass, and Factory Direct Furniture. Your chance to head to Vancouver is thanks to these folks, along with an amazing prize package. Be sure to enter your guess with the number you saw today before noon tomorrow for your chance to be entered.
Tired of missing the good stuff? Let CKPG Today come to you. Our new weekly email newsletter delivers local stories, contests, and can't-miss moments from the show straight to your inbox. No digging through social media anymore. It's free, it's easy, and it's very local. Sign up now at ckpgtoday.ca or by scanning the QR code on your screen now.
Okay, I want to start playing around with this here, Bill.
Yeah.
What letter should I click on? Where do you want to
there are
start?
different things you can do. Actually, what I myself most frequently do is I hit the random entry
Oh,
button,
perfect. Okay.
which for me is good because you can just check things. You know, you look at it and say, is that right? Is there something I should fix or whatever? But there are many indices. Yeah, if you use the one that shows up initially on the left, this is the English alphabetical index. So if we click on L, then you get English words beginning with L. And then, for example, we could select lagoon, and we carry a word for lagoon. There we go. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. So you get that at home?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's the word for lagoon.
that's word for lagoon. Yeah.
Good example. And speaker of Charlie Joseph, it's
It
known as
identifies it.
speakers.
Yeah. And actually gives you the file name if you want to.
Yeah, that's very
the
cool.
File. And then if we over at this edge, it gives the sources. So with this word we have from Charlie, we also have it from section 116 of Father Maurice's book.
Oh wow.
In this case, and sometimes there's many.
Yep.
It gives the word up here in the normal spelling.
Yep.
In the usual spelling with the syllables broken out.
Okay.
Which learners tend to find useful.
Yes, like me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gives it in the carrier syllabics, which very few people use now, but some people like.
Yeah.
And the category and the gloss, and then in this case there isn't anything else necessary, but sometimes you have just a short gloss here, and then you may have a more detailed explanation of the meaning.
Wow.
You know,
that is
here.
really cool. So yeah, okay, let's find another example here. We'll continue in the word L, maybe lake.
Yeah. And there are multiple words for lake. So there's
Yeah.
a word for lake. And so here we do have audio.
Yeah, you can play it if you want.
Okay. Yeah. We have a couple of sentences exemplifying the word.
Wow.
We have a cross-reference to another word with the same meaning.
Yep.
Down at the bottom, we have one or more categories. So if we were to click on this, we get a topical index.
Oh, interesting. There we go. Water, snow, and ice. Yeah.
Yeah, words having to do with water, snow, and ice.
Oh, cool.
In this case, there's also what I call essays. So this would take us to the essay on geographical terms.
Wow.
Which sort of collects together.
This is so cool.
Those things, and then there's also cross-referencing, so we could go from here to cliff into descending into water.
Yeah. And it goes back to that.
Take us there, yeah. And then in the examples, when you have an example like this, if the glosses are normally links themselves, so if we look at this and then decide we'd like to find out more about the word for bald eagle, then it takes us to that entry. So they're all, so there's a lot of cross-referencing. And in this case, I've thrown in, you can actually listen to the bald eagle.
That's awesome.
Okay, thank you.
You've really thought of everything in this.
Well, almost, not everything, yeah. Now, the bird sounds are courtesy of the Cornell Ornithology Laboratory.
Wow.
Which if you send them 50 US, they will give you their collection of the vocalizations of all 785 North American bird species.
Wow.
It's just terrific.
As we wrap this up, Bill, I could talk to you here. We could do an hour-long special on this alone. What is your favorite part? What do you hope people get out of the dictionary here when they discover it?
Well, it depends who it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for people in the communities, it's a resource for learning about their language and ideally, learning to speak it or read it or expanding their knowledge. Because these are languages that are dying. I just attended the funeral of one of the Sekani elders, and with that, 2% of the speakers of Sekani died.
Wow.
Okay,
that is really, really jarring to think about. Wow, holy moly.
So, that's probably the first thing. The second, then for a linguist, there's a scientific value. We want to know what all the languages are like, and we can figure out things about the history and things about human cognition and so forth. For people who are neither, as typical residents of the area,
people like me.
Okay, I mean, there's several things. One is, sometimes you just find out what a word means. You may encounter a word and wonder what it is. You may wonder where words come from. So, for example, where did Carrier get a word for helicopters? And that's an innovation in both cultures. And there are many etymologies there. If you look it up, it will tell you, what the literal meaning of helicopter is. You can also see something of the grammatical structure, which is very interesting and different. So Athabascan languages are, how should I say? Well, they're much more verb-based than English is. So verbs have thousands and thousands of different forms, and a large number of nouns are derived from verbs. There's also a very poor correspondence between carrier words and English words. So if you take, say, the non-European, Indo-European language that I know best is Japanese, which I don't, but I've given like academic lectures in Japanese. By and large, you take a Japanese word and there is an English word that is a reasonably good equivalent. And the same in the other direction. Not always, of course. I would say typically you take a carrier word and it doesn't have a good English equivalent.
Okay. Interesting. Not as direct across. Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's not to say that you can't talk about the same things, but
I think I'm picking up what you're
divided up
putting
in
down.
very different ways. And so I think it's interesting for people to see that, because people, it shows you something about the way people think. And also there are a lot of people who have just the idea of native languages are just for things like that. And if you see what, they're actually the incredibly intricate, complex, refined systems. So,
Interesting. Well, that's just a snippet of what Bill Poser's got up his sleeve here. Lots of work over your years. Thank you for what you do, and congratulations on the award. Thanks for coming on today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Awesome. We'll link it in case you want all the details on our website, ckpgtoday.ca as well. Cheers.
Time to take a look outside at today's CKPG Snapshot of the Day from Frank Vander Zande. You're looking at Sinkit Mountain on your screen. That is the highest peak there in the back. And Frank actually took this shot from just west of Prince George, just off the Blackwater. And you can see Sinkit Mountain, which is directly south of Vanderhoof. So this is a long ways. But Frank said it was a clear day, able to get the shot, and great lighting as well. That helps when it's a sunset. Definitely. Cool colors. A cool shot. Thanks, Frank, for sharing. Folks, if you have a CKPG snapshot you'd like to share, send it our way. snapshot@ckpg.com. Hey there, got an idea or suggestion for the show? Reach out and connect through our social media or send us an email at letstalk@ckpgtoday.ca.
Do you remember theaterscapes? This was a thing that happened in Prince George in the 80s, and all the high schools would come together and perform drama skits, plays, mini productions, and essentially there'd be judges. They'd pick a winner to send to provincials a little bit later on. So we're going to give you that today in local history.
Taking a look back to 1982, looking back at Theaterscape. It's part of the 30th annual Prince Georgian District Drama Festival, which ended in this day in local history in 1982. And there was a bunch of high schools who competed against each other for who would have the best drama production. More than 100 students involved. What's supposed to be a learning opportunity. The winner to represent the city and the region at the BC Festival of the Arts in Kamloops. Some of the performances include The Wrath, which you saw today in local history, as well as What a Lovely World We Live In by College High Secondary, and The Zoo Story by D.B. Todd, and The Puppet Part 2 by John McGinnis.
Yeah, cool thing. Doesn't happen anymore, but it would be cool to see it revived. Lots of the high schools do great productions, though. I would suggest you go check out High School Musical. Duchess Park is doing that. PGSS is doing a Mamma Mia one. There's lots going on locally anyway. Thanks so much for watching today, folks. Don't forget to enter the High Stakes Hockey Hall, of course. In case you missed the episode, it'll be available on our website to rewatch as well, in case you missed the number. Okay, there you go. We aim to help you out while we can. We'll see you for more on the show tomorrow. Bye for now.